Sure. Um,
Hello, everyone. This
so
is Mary Kurek with Frontrunners Innovate. And today with us, we have Dato and I'm going to mess up your name, but I'm just going to say Moagan. I'm not going to try your first name.
yeah,
And who is in
yes, correct.
Malaysia. And wow, I've been so impressed reading about him and the work that he's doing that I wanted to bring him forward and let him have a chance to speak. You're awfully young for what you're doing, and I just think this is interesting. Along with me, I have my co-host today, which is Ambassador Ghazala Khan. And Ambassador Khan, if you've been watching some of the interviews we do, you've seen her a few times for sure in the subject matter of policy making and governance and diplomacy. And she's like my resident expert on such things. So I've invited her to this interview so that she can have some questions too about the process of what Dato is doing. I want first for him to share with you what the word Dato actually means, because I learned that 2 years ago when I interviewed my first Dato. So, and there's like two different versions in there. There's a male and a female version. And then, so I'll ask you, Dato, if you'll first explain that, and then we'll talk about your background. So welcome to Frontrunners Innovate.
Thank you very much to Miss Mary Kurek and also His Excellency Ambassador to have me on board today on your online podcast and online session. I'm very much impressed with both of your work. For that, I would like to give a salute for both of you. All right, your works on women empowerment and environmental issues, climate changes, your write-ups, all right, and also international political, geopolitical updates, and a lot of things. I'm seeing like what are the works that you have done, and I'm very much impressed. And I'm very, very glad that I joined today with both of you, powerful and also influential women. And I'm very, very happy that both of you having me on your session, live session, and interviewing me. So that's a very, to be started with today, a quick introduction about myself. I'm Dato Thiwakaran. And I'm from a very humble background. I'm not, from a very rich family. My parents are both teachers, so I came up from a very humble background. And to make it another quick update about the word Dato. Dato means it's a title that given by Malaysian government for people who have done achievement in various industries. I think His Excellency Ambassador was in Malaysia. She also would aware about it. So this is the title given by the government. We have the rulers, the sultans. Sultans mean the kings. We have 9 kings in Malaysia totally, and they have been called known as sultans. All right. So Sultan, His Majesty Sultans will issue the decree for this title Dato to the people who are entitled for it, for the works that they have done in various industries. It can be entertainment, it can be environment, it can be civil service, and everything. All right. So for me, I was given by one of the Sultan in Malaysia the title Dato for my works in environmental related things, and also in a corporate social responsibility sector, along with my company that I've attached in the early days, which is known as Destinawan International. Under this company, we have an organization called Hope for Mankind. So we did a lot of events, a lot of corporate social responsibility programs under this banner. So this is where I was honored and issued a decree by the Sultan to issue me the title of Dato. In Dato title is it varies in different regions. In Malaysia, it's very famous. It's almost equals to the title of Sir, the Great Britain, Order of the Great Britain Empire, and all those things. All right. Of course, Sir title is very, 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 very high. We are almost equal to the Sir title level because our title is almost there. We are part of the Commonwealth nation, and all this royal decree, everything is recognized by the Buckingham Palace, and it has been gazetted in the arbitrary of British Parliament, and also the Commonwealth Secretariat and everything. So everything is Everything is a process title, all right? It has a process. It's a long history. If I'm going to talk about it, it's a long thing. So this is my Dato title. This is the reason why I've given by Dato, but my actual name is Thiwakaran Morgan. Morgan is my father's name. My surname, Thiwakaran is my name. So people can call me Thiwa, people can call me Karan. If they are not aware, they couldn't pronounce my word, then they can call me Mr. Morgan or Dato Morgan. It's anything small. All right.
Okay.
So to begin with my work, I was a mechanical engineer, uh, but I didn't involve in engineering. I immediately upon my graduation, I immediately involved in business. I involved with my brother, my cousin brother. So he have a company called Destinawan International. It's a healthcare company. It's a direct selling company. It's more or less like Amway and all those big brands. So this company is now spread up in more than 20 to 30 over countries worldwide. So we are dealing with Scala Energy products, Scala Energy renewable, Scala Energy technology for healthcare. So this is where my journey started in the business industry back in 2011, 2012, around that. So I started my journey in this business. So this particular platform has given me exposure to many people, royal families, ministers, governors of the state of different countries. I mean, not only in Malaysia, I'm talking about different nations.
Mhm.
All right. So this is where my exposure started in the business. Then slowly I started to involve in business chambers and business organization. So the business chamber organization, such as Malaysian Global Business Council, Malaysian International Trade and Investment Chambers, then also I was a member in Malaysian Association of Indian Chamber of Commerce Industry. All these give me a good exposure to the business industry. Then I involved in British Africa Business Alliance through my friend. So this has also given me opportunity to have exposure to African market and African business nature. So slowly I rise to this level as an entrepreneur. Then suddenly that I had a thought. People are always talking about business, and people are talking about money makes money. But what are we going to do to the things that we are the things which are protecting us, but we are not taking care and we are not aware about the danger, endangerment which is happening to the particular thing. For example, the main thing that I was concerned was environment. Why? Because my role model, one of my role model is Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. He is a very well-known, world-famous aerospace scientist from India.
Mhm.
He is the man who created nuclear for India.
Oh.
They call it as a rocket man. He's also known as a nuclear man. So Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam inspired me in terms of environment. He always emphasized the importance of planting tree and preserving environment, and also make this environment as a sustainable environment. All right. This is the gift that we are going to pass to our next generation. So this one thing suddenly triggered me. Before that, I've involved in many other business, not only in healthcare, but I started to involve in aviation. They call it as iJet, which was set up in Indonesia. It was a jet. We call it as an air ambulance. Okay, we transport patients from interior area to city hospitals using the air ambulance system. Even any patient were very crucial, so it was started, but it didn't take up very well. But it was doing better than what we expected. So it was okay, but didn't go up to what we have targeted, but it was good because it's the first ever concept. All right, but now this air ambulance is now spread out throughout a lot of countries, even Africas and so on. I'm very proud to say I and my team, the initial team which founded the iJet, I can say that we are the first ever group that identified the concept of air ambulance. And we did it, we prove it that it is workable. So I'm very proud, even though it didn't went well up to what we expected, but we are a living testimony that it works. All right. Then I involved in the mining consultancy. I connected companies from other countries like US, China, India, to explore mining opportunities in Asia Pacific market and Southeast Asia market. So so mining and all these are more to money makes money. right? But all these things does not give any impact, positive impact to the environment. So that is why I decided not to leave, to start to look into a business which can protect the environment, which can also make the environment sustainable, and which can prevent any form of pollution to the environment. So I started to study about renewable energy, slowly started to learn about solar. Then next step, I started to know about the wind technology, hydroelectric,
Mm-hmm.
geothermal energy, and a lot of things. Then in 2017, I started to, 2016, 17, during that time, I started to involve in the renewable energy industry, started with solar.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a consultancy for a China-based company, an Indian-based company, to come into the Southeast Asian market, to come and explore and build their first ever plant. It was 5 years back, per first ever solar plant. But these companies now have many projects in Southeast Asia. So I'm one of the pioneers who brought them to the industry, to the market here. Even though there are a lot of companies already there, but this company was brought by me personally to this market. All right. So this is where my journey in renewable energy started. Then slowly I started to look into wind turbine, hydroelectric. So we did in some countries in Africa, but African market is a bit crucial. But we work with some some top level people making things successful. But we didn't started immediately into jump into hydroelectric because of a big project. So we started step by step, then solar and so all those things. Then that's where my journey started into renewable energy industry.
Good.
I've been consultant. I've learned about the industry. I can give a good piece of advice to any big companies who want to come into this part of the world, because this part of the world have huge opportunity and potential on the renewable energy industry, especially Southeast Asia, Asia Pacific, and all those markets, and South Asia. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so then now I'm currently looking into green ammonia and also blue hydrogen cells, all those things. Slowly, I'm getting into that. Even though there are already big corporations like Mitsui Group, and all big Japanese brands companies are involved with this particular green ammonia and blue hydrogen cells. But I, from my side, started to collaborate with China-based and Indian-based companies to explore those particular niche market for those particular technologies. And also I love one thing about me, I love to explore and learn about new technology. I does not stop learning. So I love to learn. I love to explore new technologies and new opportunities. That's the reason why I also has been an advisor and also give strategizing I did some strategizing for new startups in Malaysia and outside Malaysia also. I was an advisor for them on how to strategize and how to market their technology, how to attract investment and all those things. So
Mm-hmm.
that's another portion of my experience in this business industry.
You
So
know,
one thing I never stop learn,
yeah,
and this is
yeah.
me.
And you never will, because that's part of who you are. That's your DNA, if you will. But I know I wanted to ask Ambassador Khan. So think about this while I am saying one more thing to Dato. Ambassador Khan, of the opportunities that you are aware of in your areas of the world, and what trends and what tech in the way of energy is impacting what you know to be in your area of the world. So think about that for a second. And Dato, one of the things that I know from working years and years and years with startups and innovators, and I call them the world's problem solvers, right? Which you are one. When you're as young as you are and you're doing that kind of thing and you have that bend towards technology, the one thing I tend to see, especially in people who've conquered the startup universe, is that they go out and they start teaching other people how to do it. And usually it takes form in an innovation lab or something that they start that actually creates the opportunity for others to come along behind them and learn at the same way that they did, that have sort of the same like mind. And I don't know if that's something you thought about, but I could so see that coming at some point if it hasn't already started. But so I'll leave you with that thought. But Ambassador Khan, talk to us a little bit about what you know or what you've heard of, because she gets around a lot and is very well connected with sources. like you
Yes,
said?
today morning I was thinking that everyone is talking about the sustainable development goal, the health and the empowerment and the different things. But the main point is that until and unless we start, like you have to pin it from the main, who is the main culprit. So environment is the main culprit which is destroying. So we should work more on the environment and sustainability instead of that direct working on removing the poverty or how to reduce the hunger and how we can provide the empowerment and how we can work in the health. But if only we work on the sustainable development, sustainable cities, and sustainable agriculture. So I think with the fixing only this area can fix all the SDGs. So this was the point today I was thinking about that because I'm actively involved in the in Pakistan we have SDG Academy and they have every Sunday they have meetings. Even after 1 hour we have a meeting. So there they discuss about the clean energy and the solar system, how we can introduce it and how we can empower the women in these sectors instead of other sectors which are already saturated and don't have any place. So it is the blue ocean for even involving the women in these areas. I think agriculture is the best thing in which we can involve the women because in rural areas they are already working and producing tremendous things. So we can also work on the organic productions which are now in the need. Even it is the basic thing and everyone in the villages know that organic food is the best food. But with the passage of time and for the game of money, lust of money, we introduced burgers and fast foods and the different lab created food products, and now we are telling, like, after demolishing the health of every person and putting a lot of antibiotics and steroids in them, now we are telling them please go to the organic again. So
Yes.
this is the main this is the main thing which we need to work on, that with the fixing of this sustainable area, we can fix other SDGs too. That's true. And I would like to introduce you to our group of Sustainable Development Goal Academy. Maybe after session, Mary can share your contact with me so we can explore more together.
Definitely, definitely. Because as what the ambassador,
yeah, go ahead.
As what the ambassador said, it's very much true. So to touch the roots, if you can touch the root cause, creating sustainable and development, renewable energy cities like Mazda in UAE and many other countries already starting to develop smart and green cities. So we have to focus on this because this particular kind of ways that when we started to, started to encourage and started to involve countries, governments, different governments. This is where they can improve the food production. They can give healthy food for the community. This will open up opportunity for a good agriculture development. This will create job opportunity for young generation, youth empowerment. This is also in other way help in women empowerment. So can you see the chain reaction? When you touch that, it automatically covers all the issue. It gives you a solution for all the issues.
Yes.
All right, as what like ambassador said.
Very well said. Yes.
It's the truth. Yeah.
That is the way to go. I wanted to ask both of you, you kind of hinted at certain areas, but from a geographic standpoint, and Dato, you can mention places in Africa if you want to, where is the greatest opportunity to work on these renewables energy solutions that you see? So Dato, why don't we start with you? Yeah.
Okay. Basically, okay. Madam, if you ask about Africa, the best opportunity in solar industry awaits in Rwanda.
Okay.
Republic of Rwanda. Then you have best opportunities in Namibia, in South Africa region. Okay. Then Kenya, in the West Africa. Nigeria, yes, that's a very good opportunity for solar. Then also not to forget about Ethiopia, Uganda, and also countries in the North Africa, which is Egypt, Morocco, Kingdom of Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, Libya. For now, Libya is still under a kind of economy restraint. So we can bring it on a later, it will somehow, it will come to a better situation in a very short, quick time. But these are the countries which I personally think the potential is very huge. Definitely, I'm not denying that other African countries doesn't need that. Yes, they need that, but the shortage that they are facing is the infrastructure. They need to have the infrastructure to allow the developers to develop the entire power plant. So they need to work on that, the root thing. So opportunities in Africa is huge. No one can deny. By 2050, of African economy will be one of the largest in the world. And they are becoming largest economy already because all the raw materials, the development which is going in African region is huge.
Yeah.
But currently in a current situation, I am seeing these countries have huge opportunity. And one more country which is slowly, silently getting into this particular technology is Zambia and also Democratic Republic of Congo, Kinshasa. So these countries are slowly, slowly getting in touch with this SDG, Sustainable Development System. And they are also doing their best to create the platform and also the very basic infrastructure so that they can attract companies to come and develop the solar in a BOT basis, build, operate, transfer, or PPP basis. So this is what I can see. When you just jump from Africa, because I'm the Secretary General of African Asian Trade Development Investment, so let's jump from Africa to Southeast Asia, okay, Asia continent. This Southeast Asia particularly is my specialty, because I'm in Malaysia. So Malaysia is part of the ASEAN community. So we are part of the ASEAN. See, in ASEAN, all the countries have huge potential on solar. Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, Singapore, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Myanmar, Laos, Brunei. All right. Then just go a bit further, Timor-Leste. Then we have Papua New Guinea. All these countries have huge potential. That's undeniable. And all these countries have all the policies and also regulation already pre-set up, and the basic infrastructure is already there for companies to go and explore. So everything is there. And we, as an ASEAN community, we have a standard policy for all the ASEAN countries in terms of renewable energy industry. So can you see the infrastructure, the system, the policy is already there.
Yeah.
So that's the reason. That's the reason why ASEAN market is always I can call it a very potential market on the exploration of a renewable energy industry, starting from solar. But ASEAN market does not suitable for companies who are dealing with wind turbine, because this ASEAN region is in the lower airtight area. But certain part of Philippines and Indonesia is suitable for wind turbine. But here in the ASEAN, people are more focused on hydro, geothermal, solar.
Sure.
And now people are also started to talk about green ammonia and also blue hydrogen.
Yeah.
But the beautiful part
about that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Beautiful part in ASEAN, we already started to utilize all the agriculture waste to process it and to produce it as electricity. The facilities are already here in some of the ASEAN countries, especially Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, Thailand. So we're using domestic waste and also agriculture waste to process it and produce as electricity, as well as whatever leftover waste can be also produced as a byproduct for other products production, as a raw material for other product production. So this kind of beautiful things are already happening.
Fantastic.
Whereby Europe is already achieved a zero waste and zero carbon category countries like Norway, Denmark. So we are rushing towards it, and we definitely can do it. It's undeniable fact. It's only a matter of time. That's it.
We're getting there. So Ambassador, did you have any thoughts on any particular geographies that you felt like might be interesting?
Yeah, I'll categorize in just three, like the areas which have more sun, they can go for the solar, and the areas which have more wind, they can go for the turbines, and those who have water, they can go toward the water turbines. So there are three kinds of energies, and it depends on the areas. Like even the deserts area where have more sun, so there is more opportunity for that solar energies we can produce from there.
You know, it's really interesting. My husband and I took a trip to Mexico earlier this year, and on the way we drove back, and that was it took like 5 days to drive back because I'm on the opposite coast. And one of the things that struck me is orange groves growing in the desert. And I'm like,
Yes.
that's supposed to happen in Florida. That doesn't happen in the desert, you know. It was really weird because we were seeing all these crops that you would typically think of in more of a tropical climate growing in the desert, and they looked healthy. It looked good. And I'm thinking somebody's figured something out about how to energize that sun that's beating down in the desert and yet keeping the crops, you know, from you know, completely drying into dust, you know, that kind of thing. So it's really interesting how people think. One of the things that I think is really important as a business developer, and you know this too, I'm sure, Dato, because you're doing a lot of this already, is part of the infrastructure is one part of the business development puzzle when you're trying to get something to happen that is very positive. The other part is you've got to have the trust of the decision makers. And when you're somebody coming from one country to another, that trust element's huge, especially if you're presenting new technologies and whatnot. So having relationships in place is really key. That's kind of, it sounds odd to call it infrastructure, but to me, that's part of the whole mix. That if you don't have the people that believe in you and believe in what's going on and have an open door about it, or, you know, or you don't know somebody who knows somebody in the decision-making capability and you've got their trust, then really nothing is going to happen. Or if at very best, it's, you know, or worst case, you're going to have sluggish response. So I'd ask you about that. How do you feel about, you know, the relationships that you're building in these places that you're trying to get things done?
Okay, I agree on that, Madam Mary. See, building relationship is very important. Otherwise, you can't achieve your aim or your vision or mission. All right, vision or mission. All right. Okay. For me, building relationship is very important because that type of relationship is driving me towards a success in this current situation, especially work on renewable energy. Right, my connection, which I built it in ASEAN region, African region, the higher level connection is also other way. They are the decision makers, makes my work much more easier, much more better and precise and appropriate. And I know that I'm working with the right team. So this is where the importance of connecting and working with the right level of people in accomplishing your mission and vision, as well as implementing your works. All right, that means not just in the form of words or writing, but you make it happen. So this is only possible when you have the right level of connection and the right level of reach, which level you're connected with. All right, it's very important. I agree on that. So building relationship is throughout any business industry. Relationship is very important. If we talk about oil and gas, if you want to deal with oil and gas, you have to have a high level connection with big companies like ExxonMobil, like BHP. In Malaysia, we have Petronas. In Saudi, we have Aramco. And big companies in Indonesia, Pertamina. In Thailand, we have PTT. So big, there are large corporations, okay? Large oil corporations. So we need to have a level of connection with this type of companies if we really want to involve with the oil and gas industry. Let's talk about other industries, mining, BHP, Billiton. All right, all these big brands are there. So you have to have a connection there. But I also envy and also I also like to explore new startups. There are a lot of new startups with better technology, all right, that we forget or we does not look at them at some point of time. All right. So this is where I decided to also look into new startups with a good technology, who introducing technology on mining or whichever industry which reduce the impact to the environment, which gives you a much better return and also reduce the cost of operation and gives a better thing for the environment. So I like to work with those kind of companies.
Okay. Well,
and I like to bring I like to bring those type of companies to be introduced to the high level people in the countries that I would like to work.
Okay.
So I also do that. I does not only look at the big brands, but I also look
I got
very much into companies which
that.
develop new startup. Yes,
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
that.
that's
You
true.
know,
We
the
need to we
technology.
need to introduce the new blood in the industry.
Oh yeah.
It's very
Absolutely.
Yes.
important. Yes.
She sees me grinning. I already have an idea. So I already have somebody for you. This is terrific. So you literally just told me what my next question was going to be is who do you need to help you move forward? And basically you're looking for people that you can bring forward and put through the processes to connect, to create something that's going to happen. And the spaces that I'm hearing is mining or
Renewable energy,
renewable energy.
petrochemical
Yeah.
related, aviation, civil infrastructure, anything.
Okay. And it doesn't matter where they are because you're global. I'm going to ask you
Yes.
one kind of crazy question, but I want to ask it outright because I want to hear the answer to it. If I were to ask you right now, what country, what entity you felt like you had the strongest relationship with to bring somebody forward for a major sort of technology-based economic development entity that would literally bring the per capita income of that whole area up like substantially. What entity or country would you say you could like take them tomorrow to?
You mean the entity in my country or from other country to my country?
Whoever it would be. You don't have to name a name. I'm just saying name the country or name the city or whatever that you think would benefit the most.
I would
you have
love
the relationship
to
with.
bring technologies from India.
Okay, no,
To be
not
very
from
frank, okay?
to. Who to that would be interested in that kind of tech?
From India, I would like to bring it to ASEAN market because the technology development there is very substantial and very advanced. All right, but to be very frank, I does not stop with only one option. I'm not that type of person. Whichever country can offer me the best, whichever country can offer me the best, I'm much open to help them, to assist them, to open up the market for them. But the question, to answer your question, give me one country. So the answer for the question is India, because the technology is very substantial and advanced, getting advanced. And I'm proud to say that currently I'm attached with a company called Garuda Aerospace. This company was tweeted by Elon Musk on their works, on their technology they have done. So currently I've brought them to Thailand, and we are doing some good thing on the empowering the economy in terms of the sustainable development in agro and in renewable energy industry using the drone technology, and it gives opportunity for the locals there. So this is the kind of things that we are doing, and now we are also planning to introduce the similar concept to other ASEAN countries. And yes, I'm also happy to say very soon we are also entering into Africa market in Rwanda and also in Kenya through a large corporations there, through some big companies there. So yes, so there are a lot of companies like Garuda Aerospace that I've worked. But today, why I'm telling the name of Garuda Aerospace, because the concept, the corporate social responsibilities combining with sustainable development SDG thingy is the one which really attracted me and really brought me to bring this company to global market.
Yeah.
All right. And I've done companies, even I helped companies from Pakistan to explore market. His Excellency is here. So even some companies from Pakistan, I helped them to explore market in ASEAN. China companies, there's no need to say, number of companies there. Yes, European companies. There are companies from Czech Republic. There are companies from Austria. Those companies, I help them to explore this part, the market in this part of the region. So for me, I don't have any kind of constraint, any kind of, I don't build up any kind of, barriers saying that, oh, I only will work with this country or these people. No, I'm a global person. All right. I work with everyone.
I love this.
That's great. Business is global and it must be global. Yeah. Otherwise, it is restricted. That's true.
Yes. Because there's a proverb in my mother tongue. I'm a Tamilian. I'm a South Indian. My ethnic is I'm a Tamilian. All right. Okay. So if you talk about South Indian Tamil, we are from a state called Tamil Nadu in India, Chennai.
Yeah, I lived in Malaysia, so I have understanding of everything. Yes.
Yeah, origin is there, but I'm born in Malaysia. I'm a Malaysian-born Indian. Yeah. I'm a fourth generation here. All right.
You know, I did my research when on SMEs in Malaysia. And just because that they are Malays and there are Indians and there are Chinese, and it was
Multi-ethnic.
origin country. And I want to explore like how these three different nations are, how they deal in the market and who is the best. Yeah, who is doing, who have more good qualities in the business and who are exploring and conquering. Yes.
Mhm.
I would say that's the strength of Malaysia. Malaysia is a multiracial country. That's our strength. And the good part of Malaysians, we does not stop that we have to work with only with our community. We work as a combined team. If you look into a company, there will be a Malay, there will be Chinese, there will be Indian, because
Very
each
true.
of us have a different kind of values, different kind of working ethics, and different kind of ideas. So when all these are combined, it will be a successful model.
That's
So
true. I
even
admire
not
it.
only
I
the
admire it that how the government made the infrastructure, like the three different origins are grooming and growing there and living there, and they are making the Malaysia more powerful and more proud. Yes, that is.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the beautiful thing about Malaysia.
Yeah, this is good. This is a good conversation to have. I want to have a few minutes with you, Dato, after this, after I hit stop record. And Ambassador, please hang on if you can. I know I felt like you said that you had another conversation after this one, so I don't want to hold you up, but stay here if you can, because I feel like we're going to have some business conversations ongoing, the three of us. But because we're all kind of doing some of the similar types of things, and I think we can help each other. But I want to say thank you so much, Dato, for your time. And I'm going to legitimately tell everybody who's watching, if you want to get a hold of him, you can get a hold of me, and then I'll get a hold of him for you.
Thank you so much. It was a wonderful conversation.
Yeah,
and,
it really was.
Hopefully very fruitful.
Thank you, Excellency. I'm very much, I really enjoyed today's conversation with both beautiful and also
My
powerful
pleasure.
influential
Although I
women
am
today.
not feeling a good bit today, I have, but it's
But
like I
I'm very,
like to
very
talk to you.
happy that
Thank
both
you.
of you are here, and I've been
Yeah.
communicating with you, and I've joined your session today. So I'm very happy on that.
Very good. Well,
Thank
I'm
you
going to
so
take us
much.
off record, and I'm going to tell everybody watching, if you're seeing this on YouTube, go to www.frontrunnersinnovate.com. You'll see the whole interview embedded there with all the information, extra information that Dato is going to provide. He'll give us some links, his LinkedIn link. If there's any website links that he wants to share, we'll have those there, or social links, so you can follow him. And I'll say thank you to everybody. You two stay on if you can, and goodbye, everybody.
Thank you.
I have to leave because